Of course, yes, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. All right. This is AgostoAllElite Podcast, episode 64. So let's go with the Dynamite review.
Yeah, so we're gonna review Dynamite. So first of all, as we always do, we're
Yeah.
gonna go through everything that happened, and then we'll start from beginning to end. So, uh, Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament quarterfinal: Samoa Joe versus the Joker, and
hmm
then after that, Heyman Page versus Konosuke Takeshita.
Yeah.
After that, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland went against the Workhorsemen.
Yeah.
Wardlow took 10 lashes from MJF.
Yeah.
Uh,
hmm
Ray Phoenix versus Kyle O'Reilly in a quarterfinal match in the Owen Hart tournament as well. Chris Jericho and William Regal face to face at a segment. And then uh, another Owen Hart Foundation tournament, this time in the women's division. Quarterfinal Britt Baker versus the Joker as well. And then Serena Deep had a segment with uh, just a promo segment. And then at the main event, Adam Cole, Jeff Hardy in the semifinal to determine who goes to the final. So we're going to start off from the beginning. Samoa Joe versus the Joker. Right off the bat, we had a surprise and ended up being Johnny Elite. Yes, Johnny Gargano is Elite. That's only a joke. It was not Johnny Gargano. People thought it was Johnny Gargano. Even AEW on TNT thought it was Johnny Gargano, but it was not. It was John Morrison, Johnny Elite, Johnny Mundo, whoever, whatever you want, Johnny Caballero. Johnny Elite went against Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe got the win. What did you think about it?
What I talk about, this was a pretty good matchup. It was like Smojo versus Johnny Elite, formerly known as John Morrison. Like, it was basically like Sam Singh, Sanjay Lethal rushed the ring. Like, after Smojo wins the match, they attacked him, they destroyed his arm. Then we had like, then they also beat up John Morrison. Then Trent, Rocky, and Art Cassidy came out for the save. It was like a stare down, and I think it's building towards Lethal versus Samoa Joe, but it's gonna be more of a tag team warfare between Samoa Joe's allies against Jay Lethal, Saddam Singh, and Sanjay Dutt.
Right. Yeah. Um, the whole Johnny Elite thing, I thought, it was great. He really did a good showing in this match.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe will also put a lot of effort into this. Obviously, the two veterans, you don't expect anything less from them. I think the right decision when it was made, Samoa Joe should have gone over here. If it were anybody else than Johnny Elite, I think, yeah, maybe Samoa Joe took the last here, but um, the right decision was made. The story was continued afterwards with the post match attack, whatever,
Yeah. hmm
and yeah, nothing new. Just you know, continuation of stories.
Yes. Yes. No, it's continuation.
All right. So next is Heyman Page versus Konosuke Takeshita with CM Punk on commentary.
Yeah.
It was a great match.
hmm
As expected, Heyman Page got the win. What do you think about this match?
Well, I think Heyman did a great match with Kosuke. It was a good head up match. Kosuke got some moments, a close off the top, hit the knee with Hangman, but Hangman beat him with the GTS for victory. After that, he stares at CM Punk down. Hangman comes in to meet him on the ramp. Punk obliges. Hangman runs off mostly. It is still gonna be Hangman versus CM Punk at Double or Nothing, but I see either where Hangman will retain the title or CM Punk wins the title. I'm People are gonna be hesitating with CM Punk win the title because he's their top star and is necessary to help the company. But I think Hangman's gonna retain the title
Yeah,
mostly. Yeah.
yeah, I believe that too. I think we're in the minority here. I think most people believe that CM Punk might win this title, but I agree with you. I think Heyman Page does retain. But this match was great. I think uh, Konosuke Takeshita is a really great competitor. They went all out in this match, obviously to display Heyman Page is a great working champion, and Takeshita is an up and coming. He's basically a star. He's gonna be a star. There's no question about it. And
Yeah. Yeah, there's no starting about it. No doubt about it. You okay? Okay, anyway. Next match is Keith Lee and Scott versus Swerve Strickland versus the Workhorsemen. It was basically like a tag team match, where Keith Lee and Swerve Scott Strickland, like, they were dominating the match. They got the victory. They showed they were a great team mostly. Like, then after that, Keith Lee got on the mic and said, "Well, Bastion the Glory chance emerged." He said he has a wonderful news to turn out with the victory. Swerve and Keith are now top 5 for the tag team titles. Hobbs, Starks, erupted. Starks said they're self sabronis. Swerve says Starks looks like a bar of soap with necklace. Swerve is laying on a Jurassic Express. Christian emerged from the Hybrid Time Chamber of an era when they had an extra tag team reign. Christian says y'all need to learn when y'all shut the hell up. He says they're best of both team and three for the titles of Double or Nothing. Yeah, mostly at that. So, okay, let's continue on because I don't know what's going on with my partner, but he'll come forward soon. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What happened?
Oh, my bad. It's every single time I get a call on my phone, it kind of like pauses my microphone or whatever. So I was kind of getting that fixed or whatever.
Well, I was mostly talking about the next match, talking about with Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland and the Workhorsemen. I talked about there was a great matchup. It put over Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it continued the story between the triple threat match. Well, I'm
Yes.
assuming it's going to be a triple threat match between Jurassic Express, the Team Taz, and Swerve and Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Who do you think might win that match? Because it seems like anything can happen in that match. Anybody could really win, plausibly win in that match. No.
Yeah, but mostly like Jurassic Express is gonna lose because it's part of the story where Christian turns on Jungle Boy, or Jungle Boy turns on Christian.
Yeah, that might happen. So who do you think? Who would you bet on? Would you bet on the Team Taz, like Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs, or Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland?
I put all my bet on Team Taz because they've been building themselves as a team for a very long time. I think it is their time to win the tag belts.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee have to pay dues a little bit more. Like they
Yeah.
have to stay, continue competing for a little bit more because it's gonna take them a while in order to get some gold, and they just got there like 6 months ago, so it's gonna take a little bit more work and time.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna continue now. So continuing to the next thing that happened, which was Wardlow taking 10 lashes from MJF.
Yeah.
Another great segment from MJF. MJF segment versus Wardlow. It was a great one. Wardlow took the 10 lashes like a man. He didn't flinch on any of them.
Yeah.
Surprising MJF, and at the end, instead of doing the 10th lash, MJF hit him in the balls and ran away like a scolded dog or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think about this segment?
I think this segment was put to it was okay. Warlock got the 10 lashes. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a low blow for MJF, but still, it showed a lot about the story. It put over the story between MJF, Warlow, and Sean Spears.
Yes, obviously, and I think this cage match, I presume it's gonna happen next week.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great one. Obviously, you know, the whole dynamic between MJF, Sean Spears, and Wardlow has been great for weeks to come. It's been the best thing on the episode for many weeks, and I'm excited to see this cage match and what they could do with it.
Yeah.
What do you think about Wardlow no selling the belt shots? What do you think about it?
I think it no selling those whips that makes Warlow like a huge hoss and like a big star. It makes it look into a bigger star.
Yeah, and I think that's the purpose.
Yeah.
I was talking to my friend, and I was jokingly saying this is how you bury the this is how you bury the 10 lashes segment, because I mean Cody Rhodes, he sold it and he sold it and he sold it like as if they were killing him or shooting him in the back or something, and then now Wardlow comes and he doesn't do shit, he doesn't do anything to sell it, so this is how you bury it. But nah, it's just how you put over Wardlow as a great, strong man that could take a lot of beating, So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
All right. So the next match was the Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament quarterfinal match.
Yeah.
Ray Phoenix against Kyle O'Reilly. What do you think about it?
What I think about it was a good match. It was like Kyle O'Reilly showcasing his New Japan skills and Ray Phoenix using his lucha skills, and they were battling out. So Kyle O'Reilly made him tap out. Made him tap out to the submission hold for the victory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this match kind of happened mostly in the break, but it was a good match. Obviously, Kyle O'Reilly said coming in that he was going to try to ground him, and that's exactly what he did. Ray Phoenix got some of the
Yeah.
some of the high flying high flying moves or whatever. But at the end, the right decision was made. Kyle O'Reilly got the win,
Yeah.
and yeah, he advances and goes against Samoa Joe next.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
next was a segment. It's a weird segment between Chris Jericho and William Regal face to face.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I feel like this segment was building towards a big multi-man match between BBC and Ortiz and Pound Powerful and the Jericho Society. It's building towards that, and we also had a little bit fire between Jericho and Regal. They've been going on at each other's faces. It was like being like Regal being respectful, and Jericho said to threaten to pee in his teacup, all that shit. And then when he was hurt, and Regal said he took a toothbrush and a sticker right up his ass, right in Jericho's toothbrush. Regal sticked his Jericho's toothbrush right into his ass.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I wouldn't want that to happen to my toothbrush. I put that shit on my mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, and it just seems like they're gonna do something multi-man brawl type thing at Double or Nothing. They were
Yeah.
gonna set up a Stadium Stampede match, but they didn't because John Moxley didn't want to. He was like, he's not gonna do that. He wants the fans to be there and the reactions there. But I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen here. The whole thing with Bryan Danielson happened at Rampage. I don't know what's gonna happen after that. But I don't. For me, this segment was kind of confusing. I didn't know what the purpose of it was. Obviously, they want to fight each other, and I don't know how they're gonna fight each other yet. But I guess I'll find out next week if they are gonna fight each other eventually.
Yeah.
What my guess is that it's eventually gonna be a blood and guts match, but not at Double or Nothing. Probably the week after, the 2 weeks after, or something. Eventually, William Regal's gonna call it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next match. This was the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament quarterfinal match between Britt Baker and a Joker, and it ended up being Makito. What do you think about the Joker being Makito and eventually losing in this match?
When I felt that Makito losing was necessary to get Britt Baker over because they've been building their feud with Toni Storm for the last 2 weeks,
Right.
and they're gonna face on this in the semifinals soon.
Yeah, but what did you think about the match and Makito being the Joker?
It was okay. It was pretty much okay. It was a great matchup. Like she put up what she learned, and Britt fought back. It was a good match in the end, regardless of the surprise. So it was pretty much okay. Britt
Yeah,
got her victory, and Britt's going to the semifinals against Toni Storm. So
right.
everything's good.
I gotta say, like, uh, I don't really like Makito being in. I don't know. I don't like um, her specifically because she's just a comedy character, and obviously there's a room for that. But in a tournament like this, where Obviously, it's a work rate tournament, and if you're gonna be in this tournament to perform good matches, and I don't know if a comedy match really is welcome in this type of tournament, but whatever. Britt Baker got the win, and that was what was supposed to happen. It did happen, and at least that happened, you know. So yeah,
Yeah.
Britt Baker is Toni Storm next.
Yeah.
Okay, and then after that, Serena Deeb came out and did a promo with Dustin Rhodes, addressing Thunder Rosa. What do you think about this promo?
Thunder Rosa promo. It was a good promo. Like it got the promo got over Sarah D as a serious competitor.
Serena Deeb cut a promo.
Yeah, she cut a promo, and after the promo, like Thunder Rosa got involved, and some scurry happened, and basically Sarah D hit Thunder Rosa with a belt shot. So basically that promo segment was pretty good. It put a lot of people over. So it got the match over. So the match will happen double nothing. People will be more interesting. So that's my take on this.
Yeah, a lot of people, online or whatever on Twitter, they didn't really like this promo. They said it was a little bit clunky, like that she didn't really get to the point. But I like what she was trying to say, a message of it. Like obviously, you know, Thunder Rosa has
Yeah.
always been, a proponent of, oh, let's make women's wrestling better, and like saying that she's the one that's, trying to make wrestling better. When Serena Deeb has been doing that for, decades now. When, as she mentioned, how she shaved her head, she put, breast implants on herself, and when she was in WWE in order to, advance women's wrestling but in wrestling, and basically saying like she's been doing this for a lot longer than Thunder Rosa has been doing, so she knows what she's doing. So I think that that's a good message for this promo. Obviously, the delivery sometimes it wasn't perfect, but I don't mind this promo. This was good for what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the final match, the main event that went, I think like less than 10 minutes. Adam Cole versus Jeff Hardy in the semifinal match in the Owen Hart tournament. What do you think about this?
Well, when I thought about it, it was a good start in the match. Aaron Cole attacked Jeff Hardy during Hardy's entrance, and basically Aaron Cole went after Jeff Hardy while he was injured. But Jeff Hardy fought back, tried to do some high flying, but Aaron Cole seemingly managed to counter it. And then when Jeff Hardy the Swanton bomb, he missed, and Aaron Cole took advantage of it, hit that move, his finisher, and got the 1, 2, 3. And then after the match, it was an attack by the Undisputed Era, like the Undisputed Elite. They were attacking Darby Allin, Sting, the Hardys, and others, yeah. And the Undisputed Elite broke Sting's ankle. They pretty much broke his ankle. And I think this segment ended with the Undisputed Elite dominating, going over everybody else. So
Right.
what I learned from that segment at the aftermatch segment that Undisputed Elite is stronger than ever.
Yeah, they're stronger than ever because they're I don't know, they're winning, I guess. But this match, um, obviously, it was a little bit more grounded. Jeff Hardy and Adam Cole, obviously, we're going slower than obviously last week's match between Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin. The whole story is that Jeff Hardy was gonna be, um, you know, injured obviously after that match, and he was, and that's what it ultimately led to him losing this match. Uh, Adam Cole winning was the right decision, whatever.
Yeah.
He's the better competitor right now at this point of his career, and yeah, the Undisputed Elite, like you said, are at the best point of their existence right now. Probably in time for Forbidden Door. That's probably the reason why they're at the biggest, fullest potential right now, because they're probably gonna have something involved with Bullet Club. Adam Cole surely is gonna win this tournament, and yeah, um, it's
Yeah.
it's it's shaping up to be a Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole finals match at Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for AW Dynamite May. I think it was 18th edition.
Yes.
That's it for AW Dynamite.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Any news you want to talk about? Like any link I sent you?
Yeah, so let me check what links you sent me. Oh, you said the whole thing with Toni Storm saying that she was comfortable with Pie's throwing segment. The original idea had her shirt being ripped off. I would see why she said that. Yeah, I mean, it was, she probably. I mean, obviously, a pie being thrown at her face is better than having her shirt being ripped off, and it's probably an illusion. Like maybe this isn't even true, but let's say like it's better than anything that happened in the 2000s. Let's say when women were forced to take off their clothes in order for the entertainment of the fans. It's better than that, you know. So obviously, having a pie thrown at your face isn't that bad for a woman who, you know, in a business where historically women have been treated a lot, more, badly.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
Wanted to say that I feel bad for Toni Storm, and she has a point. She said throwing the fake pie being thrown in your face is better than having her clothes ripped off in front of people. And honestly, I think Toni Storm in AEW is coming a lot better for her than her run in WWE.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, in terms of like the I don't know if I would say that. I don't think she didn't she was starting to get better used in WWE, and she kind of left right at that point. But obviously, she's gonna be able to do more of the things that she wants to do in AEW, and that's a plus for her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So if that's it for that, and then you also sent me something about Road Dogg saying if there let me read this. If there was money in wrestling, Tony Khan wouldn't have had to buy Ring of Honor.
Yeah, that's it. That was it.
Okay, so then let me read this. Is speaking to WrestleZone. He said they're really good. They're learning how to work. It's not to get Uncle Ed to give them a 5-star match. It's to be entertaining. It's to entertain people. If you ask me, that's the name of the game. If there was money in wrestling, Tony Khan would have had to buy Ring of Honor back. He would have never gone out of business because they had great wrestling. But people want to be entertained too. You gotta give them a little glitz and glamour. You gotta give them a little carnage. People want to be entertained. Jamie Dundee. Okay, so basically what he's saying is that um, there's not much money. I guess is what he's saying. That the money is in entertainment, I suppose, and that's why Ring of Honor went out of business, and that's why AEW had to buy Ring of Honor so that Ring of Honor gets more entertainment value. Because Ring of Honor is obviously a pure wrestling. It has been historically a pure wrestling promotion, and you know it went out of business probably because of that, because the times change and the fans, clamor for more entertainment value. Obviously, that's what they look for now. They don't look for holds or, oh, this is a great suplex or whatever. No, they look for, oh, that guy is a great entertainer. That Maquito, she knows how to do facial expressions and like make me laugh and all that. That's entertainment. People look for that, and that's why AEW, which is a bigger entertainment business than Ring of Honor, had to buy Ring of Honor so that the Ring of Honor gets more of a entertainment value rubbed from AEW, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I would have to agree with Road Dogg. I don't know if I would word it that way. Obviously, that's a perfect headline, but I partially agree with what Road Dogg did say.
Yeah.
All right, so if that's all we have to say about this, then I guess that's it for right now.
All right. Okay, that's about it for now. All right. When we come back, we will review Rampage and other news as well. So stay tuned from AgostoAllElite Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're back. Right now, unfortunately, Cody left to do something important, so I'll be finishing up Rampage and other news. Let's start with Rampage. Let's start with the matches. We have House of Black versus Evil Uno, Preston Vance, Fuego del Sol. We have we have the Shawn Spears versus the Giant Killer, Big Damo. We also have Chris Stanley versus Red Velvet. And for the final match, we have Eddie Kingston, Ian Danielson. Actually, I meant Moxley, Danielson versus Seidel, and Dante Martin. Let's go through it. Okay, let's start with Blast of Black versus Evil Uno, Preston Vance, and Fuego del Sol. The match was okay. It was put together. It wasn't that perfect, but it was okay. It's like the King himself, Brody King, finished the match with a Gonzo Bomb for the victory. So House of Black defeated Evil Uno, Preston Vance, Fuego del Sol. Yeah. So then after the match, Death Triangle made the entrance. They revealed it Tuso with Double or Nothing logo on it and the House of Black written underneath. So we're going to have House of Black versus Death Triangle at Double or Nothing. Anyway, and pretty much in the match, it will pretty much be a good pay-per-view match. It will be hard-hitting. It'll be good. It'll probably be good. So anyway, we got another segment with Maskcaster Billy Gunn and the Ass Boys wishing Bowens after he got hurt earlier. They invite him to a scissor party when he's feeling better. So this was a segment where the Alliance is continuing on with Billy Gunn, the Ass Boys, and Maskcaster and the Bowens with surgery. So editing will get better. Hope this leads to something. So we got Toby Shabbat interviews FTR. They respond to Puggy Vice's challenge with Yes or Dynamite next week. We're going to have the ROH tag titles next week. And now we go to Shawn Spears and the Giant Killer thing. He proved that he wants to beat Wardlow. So Big Damo comes out as the Giant opponent. Damo charged Spears a quarter. Spears ran out of the ring and avoided him. It was a back and forth match. Damo being like a hoss he is, hitting a cannonball every the crossbody. He misses a Vader bomb. Spears hit a knee to the jaw, put Damo away with a C4 finisher. Spears defeated Big Damo. He cut a promo after the match. They chant for Wardlow. Spears, the Giant Killer, says he will beat Wardlow in the steel cage match next week on Dynamite. So I think it's going to be MJF being the referee, try to screw Wardlow. But Wardlow is going to fight back and he will win. And we'll have the Wardlow versus MJF match at Double or Nothing. Okay, let's go to, we got the Undisputed Elite interview backstage. They talk about they're confident that Cole and Crowley were confident me in the finals of Owen Hart. The Young Bucks challenge the Hardys for a tag team dream match, Double or Nothing. We got the next match, Chris Stanley versus Red Velvet in the Owen Hart Cup. Ruby Soho drove the commentary team. Stanley backs Velvet into a corner. One arm slam, press slams her down to the mat. Chris rattles Red around the ring. Chris Stanley goes for a baseball side outside. But Velvet uses the ring apron to cat trapper. Velvet counter finisher into a pinning position. Chris countered right back with her own pin for the win. Chris Stanley defeats Red Velvet, advances in Owen Hart. After the match, Cargill, the bad attacks Sandletter. After the match, Soho runs in, but subdued by the heels. NJ comes out, grabs Mark Curry's crutch, and runs him off heels. There's a quick training video showing Hook Hodgson and Tony Nese and Mark Stanley praying for their tag team match at Double or Nothing. So we got a Man of the Year segment. They talk about Guevara taking their title, bringing it back. And then we got Guevara Conti appear on screen, threatening to destroy the title with Sledgehammer. They'll give him a match at pay-per-view. Lever says no. Guevara Frankenstein repeatedly bashed the title with a sledgehammer. Guevara said the match is going to happen anyway. The heels irate in the ring will have to the TNT Championship. We got a Britt Baker torso cutting the promo for next week's Owen Hart tournament. Storm said Baker's the one who will need dental work and fighting business in her match. Mark Henry interviews Blackpool Combat Club, Matt Sydal, Dante Martin. And then he hypes out the main event, says, the main event. Then we go to Dragil telling Siobhan to cut the shit. She is the challenge to NJ to come back for a title at Double or Nothing. We got William Regal on commentary for the main event. This was a great matchup. Bryan Danielson, Moxley showing their tag team skills. It was brutal violence, physicality. They got the Moxley finished Dante with a Paragon shift for the victory. Blackpool Combat Club defeats Saida and Martin. The JS runs down, eats the rundown like Blackpool Cooler Club. And Ortiz Santana Ortiz joined the fray, joined Eddie Kingston, and that's how Rampage went off. But there was when Bryan Danielson had a botch when he fell on his knee. He's doing okay. He didn't hurt his leg too badly, but it was real to be a work. So I don't know what's going to happen. And I heard next week will be a Danielson and Eddie Kingston tag team action. So we may not know. So let's hope to find out for next week Dynamite or not. And that was our Rampage review. Okay, let's go further talk. Let's go talk further. Like, I want to talk about something about Sasha Banks and Naomi. Apparently, Vince has suspended them last night on Friday for walking out during Raw on Monday. So basically, Sasha Banks and Naomi are definitely suspended. Further notice, we don't know what's going to happen. Sasha Banks has been removed from SmackDown's intros. The Facebook page has been removed. So the fact what's going to happen is Sasha Banks and Naomi are going to get fired. I don't think Naomi's going to get fired. She'll take the punishment of Brute, but Sasha's getting fired. So she's mostly going to Hollywood, so I just don't care. So honestly, at this point, who cares? Okay, that's all I got to say. Oh, there's more additional understand. I got some sad news for everyone. This might be the last podcast thing. I won't be reviewing podcasts on next Saturday. I won't be doing any podcasts on next Saturday or any previews this next week because I'll be on vacation next Saturday. So the AgostoAllElite Podcast will be back. I'll be back on June 1st. But regardless, I'll be back. Regardless, AgostoAllElite Podcast will be back on Saturday in June. So stay tuned for that. And I'll try to catch up when I come back on Saturday. So that's all I gotta say. I'll see you all later. See you all on June on Saturday, like June 4th on a Saturday. See y'all on Saturday, June 4th.